Hello everybody, welcome to single inheritance session. So what do you mean by single inheritance? What do you mean by inheritance actually? Let us see in detail. So inheritance means what? Whenever when a class inherits another class is called as inheritance. That means what do you mean by inheriting? Deriving the features of base class by a derived class is called as inheritance. So inheritance is a one of the key features of object oriented programming. Oops. So it allows us to create a new class using existing class. New class is called as derived class and existing class is called as base class. So the derived class inherits the features from the base class and it can have additional features of its own. So inheritance is usually five types: single, multi-level, multiple, hierarchical and hybrid. So in this video we focus on single inheritance. So what do you mean by single inheritance basically? So single inheritance is the simplest form of inheritance models where this is used when a class that has a basic characteristics and you need to create more classes that have all the basic characteristics and some specific characteristics also. For example, when a class inherits another class, it is also known as single inheritance. One class is inheriting one class. That's it. Example A and B. B is deriving the features from A class. If you see the syntax here, the class base class is defined, and the class derived class colon visibility modifier base class. So this is an important syntax regarding single inheritance. So class derived class name colon operator and access modifier visibility and base class. So the derived class will derive the features from base class. Base class is called as parent class or superclass, and derived class is called as subclass or child class. Okay, so the class which inherits the members of another class is called as derived class. So the deriving is called as derived class. That is also called as child and subclass. In such a way, you can reuse or extend and modify the attributes and behaviors which are defined in another class, as we said. So the class whose members are inherited is called as base class or parent class or superclass. So the derived class is the specialized class for the base class. So in the base class we'll have basic features, whereas in the derived class we have specific features. For example, animals is a basic feature, whereas dog, cat are specific features. Example, person is a base feature, whereas student or employee are the specific features. Okay, let us continue. So the what is the advantage of single inheritance? Code reusability. So you can reuse the members of your base class. Okay, so there is no need to redefine the code once again. So when the code is reduced, the complexity is reduced, and the cost is reduced, and the performance will be improvised. Okay, so let us see some basic examples on inheritance. Let us see some examples here. So already we are illustrating one simple example here. So there is a class called as animal, where this is a base class, which is having two functions: eat and sleep. So this is a simple class, whereas another class called as class dog, which is inheriting the base class. So the derived class will have the features of base class and its own. So what are the base class features here? Eat and sleep are derived from base class animal, whereas it will have its own feature called as bark. Okay, so when you create an object of derived class, it can access the base class features as well as its own features, right? So which is reusability of code, reusability of the members, reusability of data or reusability of code. Okay, so let's see another example here. So one more example is there is a class called as person, which is a base class, which is having same features, two features: eat and sleep methods. So these two methods are base class methods, and the class name is person. Whereas another class called as derived class, class student, which is colon public base class. So which is inheriting the features from the base class. So here you can create the object of the base class, and you can call base class features as well as derived class features. Okay, so if you execute the code, what is the output you'll get here? The output is very simple. It will call the base class methods and its own methods. Okay, so for example, if you see here, the base class is in the line number 33 and 34, it is calling base class methods. In the output, we got the output, as well as in the line number 37, it is calling derived class feature, which is also getting output. Right. So let us type one more new program. It's a live program. Let's type it. Someone take any another program. This is a simple program. Let us take it. Okay. So hash include stdio.h, uh, using namespace. So let us take one simple class. Any class you can take. For example, vehicle. Okay. So vehicle is a super class, right? Base class. Whereas I want to take derived class car extends. Oh, so we can write colon. Okay, colon public. Yeah. So here, what are the derived class here? The car is the derived class, whereas vehicle is the base class. Now let us have some features in the base class first. So public colon some base class features like what vehicle can do. Vehicle we are used for white travel. Okay, white travel, and one more method we can create white travel, and some other methods also you can write white. Just a simple example methods I'm taking. No need to worry. So see out vehicle. Similarly, I'm using vehicle for two any passengers or tourists. Right. Now this is a base class. So the base class is having two methods. Right. So the base class object can access only these two methods. Whereas now I want to derive a car. Car is deriving the features from the base class. So I'll add one more method. So what are the car methods? Okay. So void. Yeah. So electron. EV car. So just let us take a simple any operation you want to perform in class. Which operation you want to perform? You should uh, park. Okay. So park. Parking. Just I'm using for an example. Don't take it. So see out car is parked, as it is also a is a vehicle. Right. Just a simple example I'm taking. Now I want to hit main. I will create a both classes objects. So I'll create a vehicle class object V1, and also I will create car class object. So what vehicle class object can use? Vehicle class can object can use only uh, V1 dot the methods we have used already, tour method as well as tour method and V1 dot travel method. Now I want to use car method once again. So this is a base class is accessing base class facilities. Now let us create a derived class object. So this is a derived class object, and whereas vehicle is a base class object. Right. Now base class can access only base class features, whereas derived class can access base class and its own. Right. So what we can do, it can access park, tour, and travel. Park is its own feature actually. Okay. Whereas the tour and travel methods are derived from. one dot from. Right. Now, if you see, observe here, the derived class can access base class features and its own, whereas the base class can access only base class features. Now, the car is utilizing the facilities of base class, so which is achieving an inheritance. So, inheritance demo e dot c. Now, let's execute this program. Is there any errors? Let's execute. So, simple error. Is there any error here? No. So, yeah. So, we have to use IO stream for C++ programs. Yeah. So we got, so the first two output is got from base class, whereas the second three lines output from derived class, right? So we can prove it very easily. We can also use the constructors if you are interested. So let us take a constructor also. So vehicle constructor, that is base class constructor. See out constructor of base class. Okay. Similarly, I will write constructor for derived class. A constructor. It's, so what do you mean by constructor? Constructor is a special member function which is called automatically when the object is created. Now let's observe what will happen when the base class object is created and what will happen when the derived class object is created. So see out our object created which is derived from vehicle class. So I would like to prove that I went there, I'm displaying some text message. Now let's see the output. So in the output first, constructor base class is called because first we have treated the base class and calling the base class methods. Then, if you observe, when the derived class object is created, first base class constructor is called, then derived class constructor is called. That means what? The derived class car is deriving the features of base class. So the base class features are what? One constructor, two member functions. All are derived. Are we clear? So this is the best example where we can prove that the derived class is deriving the features from base class. Okay. So like this we can have n number of programs. Okay. So let us discuss those programs in the next session. Okay. So this is the simple demonstration about single inheritance. So thank you so much. See you in the next session with another example. Something like multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, hierarchical and hybrid inheritance. Thank you so much. See you in the next session. Thank you.